Hey guys, hey Kat. Someone's cheating. Do you think so? Give me 1 second, guys. All right, 5 o'clock, 5:01. To be fair, countdown begins. Half an hour, and then I'm out for a walk, getting some nature therapy. In a way, every hour, my whole life is therapy of some sort, and I don't say that in a bad way at all. Like number six, yeah, someone's cheating. How are you, Kat? Hey, Raven. Nice to see you, my friend. MK is here. Hey, MK. Kat says, morning, Yogi. Hi to Raven and MK. I saw y'all hanging out with Kat. Nice to see. Raven says, good morning, Yogi. Good morning, my friend. Simply said, Grand Rising, Eric and all. Grand Risings to you. Hey, Soul Stars. Greatest of Risings to all. I love you bunches. I love you bunches too. Allergies. It's that time of year. Even if you do not have, in this area, even if you don't have formal medically diagnosed allergies, you're gonna suffer from allergies. It's so thick with pollen right now, but it's also so green. Man, this is that deep hypnotic green that that draws you in. You experience green. Imagine that. You can experience colors. I first realized that seeing Van Gogh painting up close um, in the Smithsonian. Or nope, it was the Museum of National Arts. One of the great things where I live is I'm not far from all the great museums in DC, Smithsonian. Uh, Magnetic North, my friend, you are modded up like immediately. Um, I like your message. I like who you are, and I like seeing you hang out with Kat. So you an automatic mod without even having to wait. Nice to see you, my friend. Just popping in to say, uh, hope all are well this morning. I appreciate that. MK says hi again, Kat. Just had to say you're gorgeous and far from an old hag. I agree, the cat is gorgeous for sure. All right, we got a bit to talk about today. We're going to talk about dreams, not following your dreams, but allowing the dream to dissolve. Or, in the absence of a dissolving dream, uh, creating a happier dream. Kat says, Yogi, I just love you. I love you too, Kat. Thank you so much. Kat, you know what? You are someone that you, Soul Stars, Dolly, when you say, I love you, Kat, it's one of those types of love that you actually feel. It's not just hollow words. You know what I mean? I absolutely love that. MK says, I've also seen the Magnetic North around through multiple channels. Never seen anything bad. Yeah, I think I first saw um, Magnetic North over at Bob's, if I'm not mistaken. I could be. I often am. So you know what? A bit raw this morning, a bit emotional. Um, Maybe it's because where my thoughts are leading me, which is again towards those thoughts of the dreaming of the world, which has a long tradition. If you ever study any of the indigenous tribes in Australia, the Aboriginals, I don't think they care for that term Aboriginals, so I like to use the indigenous, even though I have a hard time pronouncing it. They have a wonderful concept of dreaming, as do many of the indigenous tribes of South America, that we're dreaming this world into existence. Everything emerges from the original dream world. When we actually practice, hey, Steve's eating, enjoy your meal, my friend. When we cultivate that illusory nature of this dream, reality begins to seep through. According to A Course in Miracles, reality is love. Only love is real. Nothing unreal exists. Therein lies the peace of God. This is the same yogic Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta. Advaita means not one, not two. It's so non-dual in nature that we can't even say just one, because as soon as we have that just, we're implying a duality. So they use duality to imply non-duality, not two. Does that make sense? Solsar says, so Steve, hope you enjoy your meal. So, all right, I wrote this morning about Course in Miracles being a radical path. And it's a radical path of forgiveness. And it is not a forgiveness that you might be used to. It's not a forgiveness that you have been taught before. So a lot of times when I talk about forgiveness, I'm always given examples of that which cannot be forgiven, or I'm told, well, I can forgive, but I can't forget. North says, that's so true. The old world always trust your dreams, and that gave insights into life. Absolutely. Absolutely, North. Solstar says, perhaps we're co-creating our reality. Yes and no. Because when we say co-creating, now we're also implying two, where there's only one. In the appearance, ultimately there's only Brahma. Ultimately there's only God. Ultimately there's only love. And we are manifestations within that mind of God, manifestations of Brahma. So the reality is only one, but we are appearances within that reality. We could say that we are souls within a great soul, waves within the ocean, or even we are little pinpoints, particles within a wave. So it appears as if we're co-creating, but there's no co to creation, there's just creation. That's the path of non-duality. Not to argue or debate that, this is the way. Because there's infinite ways of looking at it. This is just one of them. That's why, like in the Tao Te Ching, there's just the Tao. And yet, in the appearance of the Tao, there is yin and there's yang. But ultimately, there's just the Tao. And the Tao that can be told is not the true Tao. Of course, then that's how that begins. And then, of course, there's 81 chapters describing what cannot be told. And of course, it says, we say God is, and then we remain quiet, because anything we say afterwards is just a description of a description. And of course, the course then goes on for almost 800 pages describing what cannot be described. Ramana Maharshi would liken it to having a thorn in your palm and then using another thorn to get it out. Then you throw both away. This is why I go to forgiveness. It's a Zen practice. It's radical. It is for everyone, but not everyone's going to realize that it is for them. So I often hear that I can forgive, but I won't forget. I can't forget. Then how is that actually forgiveness? Is what I want to know. Soulstar says, excellent point made. Did I make a point? Soulstars, if I made a point, it was entirely accidental. I stumbled upon it with your help. I appreciate that. Kat says, God being love, love is also happiness, and it is happiness I seek today. I cannot fail because I seek the truth. A reminder from my sweet Yogi. Thank you. Man, I just want to stay quiet after reading that. North says pebbles and boulders. Small pebbles are where chase stream, and boulders at the end of the goal, being a true possibility. Beautifully said. Phoenix's wave. I enjoy um, Phoenix. I enjoy our wave experience together. So hey, can you guys give me 1 second? I haven't posted all of my writing yet. If you guys don't mind me reading what I wrote this morning, I don't often read my own writing in a live stream, uh, but this is what I'm thinking. So here's the thing. You guys know I'm going through some stuff. Everyone's going through some stuff. Um, I'm not trying to get better. I'm not trying to get over anything. I'm not trying anything about self-improvement. I'm doing the best that I can to settle and just be, to just allow and accept each moment as it is. And in that acceptance comes transcendence, which means change, but it's not me changing. If I were to seek anything outside of the experience of the moment, it means I'm pushing the moment aside and I'm not accepting, I'm not allowing, which is also a form of bypassing. It's an important subject to me because that which we bypass is just stored. It's just, it becomes trauma stored in the body, expressed in a different way. And we wonder, why does it keep playing out? In yogic psychology, it's the samskaras, the emotional imprints that we just keep grooving in place, grooving in place, grooving in place, so that every time something happens, we react from that groove, and then we wonder, why do I keep doing this stuff to myself and to others? Because we have this emotional pattern and we don't even see it. The course of yoga is to bring awareness to those patterns, and in the very act of awareness, they begin to dissolve. Buddhist and yogic psychology, corresponding very well to A Course in Miracles, just says, be aware, be aware. Huxley, in his novel, The Island being a utopian paradise, well, utopian paradise being the same thing, there would be cards printed on trees, and it would just said, wake up, wake up, wake up. That's awakening from the dream. We're dreaming a world of separation. We're dreaming a world where I am here, you are there. We're dreaming a world that allows people to starve, allows children to starve, that allows people to be homeless, that allows the pollution and pollution of our home, pollution of our planet, pollution of this dream, because we think that we need to take what we need instead of cultivating our needs within Earth. We're not here to take, we're here to extend. Anyway, where was I? I think I want to talk a bit more about forgiveness. I had a big realization about forgiveness yesterday, which is weird because I've been practicing and talking about and teaching and learning forgiveness for 30 plus years. Here's all you asked to do to forgive. Let's simplify it. I'm going to use the term Christ, but if you'd rather use Tao or Buddha nature or Krishna consciousness or Brahma or love, absolutely fine. When we use the term Christ, think in terms of presence. Think in terms of consciousness. So, this is what I wrote this morning. I don't want to live my life for the sake of a concept, an illusion propped and perpetuated by a host of beliefs. And this is why forgiveness holds so much promise for me. What's practice is a radical path of forgiving what has never happened. Recognizing that, yes, on the level of form, there's been transgression. But more deeply so, beyond the mere thought of form, a holiness prevails. And so I practice this radical type of forgiveness in order to experience the actuality of Christ within me, a living presence that's shared between us. It's beyond concepts, without illusions, and only love prevails. That's forgiveness. Forgiveness is the essence of namaste. The light, the divinity within me recognizes and salutes the divinity within you. So yes, on the level of form, you might have hurt me. You might have done this to me. And yes, I remember it. And yes, I might set boundaries. Yes, I might protect myself. But I also realize we are not just bodies. We're not mere bodies. We're not even a body because the body passes away. We are that which remains. And I see that in you. Let's see. T says, I don't got time for no Yoda. Oh, yoga. Life is short. Life is short. Um, and that's yoga right there. That realization itself is yoga. Um, so to see the Christ within another. When Mother Teresa's asked, how do you keep showing up to this orphanage where you are treating um, the sickest of the sick, those who suffer the greatest, those who seem to be the most innocent children who are suffering so greatly? How do you do that every day? Hey, William. And she said, I simply recognize the face of Christ within everyone. She didn't see poor, sick, and suffering. She saw Jesus. That's how we forgive. On the level of form, man, you might have hit me, you might have stole from me, you might have betrayed me, you might have done this and that on the level of form. But beyond form is the face of Jesus, and we recognize that, or the face of Krishna, or the face of Buddha or Shiva. We see Brahma, nothing but Brahma. So we proceed on the level of form, protecting ourselves, taking care of ourselves, feeding others, sheltering others, and yet at the same time, we have that gentle smile knowing there's no such thing as form. Form is illusory. Thank you so much, North, for coming in. I appreciate it. Yogi, I really appreciate all you have said. Thank you. I'm so glad our paths have crossed. I hear those words clear. Sadly, I must go. As these chores must take place. I'll be back soon when I can. The bell on. Thank you so much, my friend. And I will be spending time on your channel. I love magnetic fishing. This is the type of fishing that a vegan can get behind. I actually get behind all my fishing friends and family. All right, I know I missed some stuff. I apologize. Hey, Rajat. So, sup, my friend? What do you think? Is today going to be a beaver day? There was yesterday. What are you going to try again, William? Let me bring up William's channel. Let's see where he is. Subscriber-wise, guys, we're trying to get William to 50 subs so he can do some live streaming. I thought I had him up. Oh, there we go. I saw the beaver yesterday. One beaver. William only needs 10 more, guys. And as I was sitting on the little island where I often see the beaver, waiting for, I saw it swim by, filmed it. I was waiting for it to come closer. Someone showed up, listening to music while talking on their phone, and plopped down on the dock not far from me and proceeded to have a little bit of a party by himself. And it was too loud for the beaver. It was too loud for me. Morning time, in the Vedic yogic tradition, it's called Brahma Muhurta, the hours of Brahma, the hours of God. I like to ease into it. I like to enjoy it. I like to see the majesty of Brahma manifesting in a sunrise and a beaver and a fox and a deer. The dawn, the dawn chorus. I was about to cough. It was between a cough and a sneeze. My body couldn't make up its mind, so it instantly rebelled. Let's see, Vijat says in India, most of school we do yoga for 30 minutes as a meditation. A couple other people told me that, and that's absolutely awesome. In my opinion, that's how we save the world. And It could be you could sit. There's a movement in American politics. Bring back prayer to school. I'm all for it. But it doesn't have to be Christian prayer. We can call it bringing back moments of silence in school. They could practice Vipassana meditation, transcendental meditation. I think Vedic mantra meditation should be taught in every single school for free, part of the curriculum. So it could be prayer. You could pray to Jesus. You could pray to Allah. You could pray. You can pray. You can pray. Why should we care who someone else prays to? Beaver, beaver, beaver. Now it has been done. Thank you. Thank you. We have invoked the essence and presence of beavers. May it be so. Kat says there's a kayak dam you can kayak over. You had me at kayak. You had me. Is it an open deck kayak? Haven't been there in a long time. Ready to go back because of you. Oh, nice, awesome, man. I'd love to see some beaver dam footage on your channel, Kat. William says I'm not at peace, and I'm finally letting go. What are you letting go of? That part. Bring back stillness, one conscious breath. Yes. Let's teach breath work. Let's teach yoga. Let's teach stillness. Let's just teach and teach and teach. And we can actually get rid of the word teach and use extend. May the stillness of soul stars extend towards you. May we join in and just be. One says, I cannot keep trying to resolve this anymore. It's tacked my care into recession. So stop, William. You try too hard. You and I have talked about this for over a year. You're still thinking of an I. You're still thinking of a William Hart. Relax. The great saying in AA. Here's the thing. AA has helped thousands of people. I'm not saying you need to go to AA. Millions of people through the years. It's a wonderful organization, but it's not the only way to sobriety. I did not spend really any time in AA. I went to one, maybe two meetings, thinking it would bring me that social engagement that I miss going to bars. I realized I didn't want to be with ex-drunks any more than I wanted to be with drunks. As an ex-drunk, as a former drunk. However, the 12 steps, entirely different thing. 12 steps is actually a path of forgiveness. And, the great slogan in AA, let go and let God. Give up the struggle, William. Send me, we won't go into further. Hugs and everything between doesn't even help anymore. Send me a message, William. Let's continue our conversations. Kat says, you better go with me, Yogi. Nothing like seeing in person. I agree. And I'd love to. Open, I think I asked, is it open deck? Here's why I asked for an open deck kayak. I had a kayak. And I mastered the half Eskimo roll. You guys know the Eskimo roll? You go down and you go back up on the other side. I mastered that flipping over part. I didn't quite master that flipping back over part. So I'd have to bail out of the kayak each time, and then I'd have to swim and get it and get back in. Man, not a very good Eskimo. Me. It's another term I believe Eskimos don't like. I believe those called indigenous, northern indigenous tribal. It's not that I need to make a big issue. I'm not saying everyone needs to be politically correct. However, my own preference is to call people what they wish to be called. Respect. Where it says, it's finally no more struggle. I found peace and I'm taking it. Well, depends on what you're considering, William. There's only one place to find peace, and that's within. That's the peace of God, the peace of love. You are not separate from that. It's the thoughts, it's the identity saying, I am William Hart, I am William Hart, I am William Hart. It's the insistence that causes every bit of suffering. This is why, again, AA, let go, let God, means let go of our limited identification and accept the reality of who we are. An aspect of consciousness itself, an aspect of God consciousness, a spark. I think it was Kat. You used light spark. But anyway, open deck kayaks. Perfect. MK says, you can always message me, William. MK says, maybe instead of bringing something back, instead of bringing in some new things, at least new to Westerns. Let's see. MK says, well, it's a dangerous thing. What's that? What's dangerous? That leaves plenty of possibility to indoctrinate children, at least if done like it was in the past. MK says, Yogi, you just can't get enough of them beavers. Yeah, I've been tracking them for 2 years. So now that thank you, MK. Inuit is a proper term now. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm actually learning to recognize the water patterns produced by beavers as opposed to those passed by in the wake of a goose swimming by or a duck, as well as turtles or fish. So you recognize those specific patterns and you follow it and you follow it and you follow it, and there it is. Just a beaver, beavering along, looking at me like, I've been here all along. Where have you been? Miss Flipper, how are you? Thanks for the message this morning. Super says, William Hart, like the prodigal son. Solstice says, I prefer flat bottom. Of course, I read that as, I originally read that thinking in terms of Freddie Mercury, flat bottom. I prefer flat bottom. I have to save someone the last time kayaking, and I managed to get them to shore without spilling myself in the process. Someone came along on a jet ski, told us towards shore. Wow. I'm glad you were there to save someone. Right spot. The right person in the right spot. Hey, Skits. Nice to see you, my friend. Kat says, hey, Skits. Had a request for Smile and play it on my live stream. Wow, nice. And I hope you don't mind. I have you credit in description. Everyone says, the thing is, talking doesn't progress any further either. Just spinning in circles. Maybe whom I talk to leaves a lot unsaid. There's just more value in doing it anyway anymore. But William, what are you doing? And what are you practicing? How are you doing anything different? How are your thoughts any different than what led to this moment? If we just keep wishing for something to be different, are you practicing yoga? Are you practicing meditation? Are you practicing Buddhist precepts? Are you practicing A Course in Miracles? Are you practicing Sermon of the Mount? Are you practicing Vipassana meditation? Are you practicing Qigong? Are you practicing 1,000 infinite other things that are actually designed to change the emotional patterns that I've produced from my previous thinking? Because if we keep having the same thoughts, we always get the same results. What we need is a radical path of transformation. We need to take a step in a different direction. If we keep, you already have a practice, and it's the practice that has produced this. And if you don't like it, but you keep doing it, that's what you're going to get. Kat says, don't worry my song, Soul Stars. With his, thank you, Marlon. I value the kindness you share, and you as well, Eric. Of course, William. You and I have been friends for a bit now, my friend. Kat says, sadly, that's okay. As long as you reach over and write me when I there's a there's a metaphor there. As long as you reach over and write me when I tip over. It's all I need. And I'll do the same for you. Hey, Susanna. Susanna, nice to see you. MK says, I've seen lots of beavers in Bavaria and Brandenburg around Berlin. Skits is saying hi to everyone. Says, no problem to Cat. Well, we definitely got to give you credit, Skips. It's a beautiful song. Beautiful message. We're on a mission to make you famous, my friend. So we're going to wrap things up in just a minute. MK says, did I ever tell you the story of flipping a kayak 10 to 15 feet from a gator? You have not. Cat says, that's scary. That is scary. Soldier says, I don't have a fat bottom either. Cat and Jack, it does kind of ruin the song. Burpees Bandit. Hello, my friend. Nice to see you. Hello from across the other side of the world. Sydney, Australia. Always love checking in time to time and listening to your mind, Eric, even if it's just for a few moments. Hope you're healthy and happy. I hope you are as well. Guys, if you want an 11-minute workout, full body, incredible, Burpees Bandit. Wonderful, wonderful person. Make it easier for you to reach out to Burpees Bandit. I need to head over and hang out with you. What are your thoughts on manifestation? Thoughts manifesting real things? Yep, we're always in a process. We live in a manifested world. This is a world that we have manifested. You don't like it? And I don't see why you would. There's some beautiful things in it. There's a lot of suffering. There's a lot of pain. There's a lot of exploitation of natural resources. There is a lot of just shrugging. So children are starving. It's okay. That's a result of our thinking. And we keep it in place with more thinking of the same. If you want a different world, manifest something different. Everything's based upon thought. Everything is based upon thought. Because we have the resources for every single child to have a meal across the world by, let's be generous, by tomorrow evening. Every single child who's starving and needs a meal could have one. You can look that up. We have the resources to feed everyone. This planet has resources. And yet somehow we have the thoughts that it's okay for some to have and others not to. Because that's just how it works. It's the way life works. But that's just a thought. In the absence of that thought, what would we do? In the absence of the thought that you shouldn't eat because I want a double everything cheeseburger. And I'm not saying a double everything cheeseburger is wrong. It's not about making anything wrong. It's about making everything right. Hey, Big Al. Big Al stopped by to leave a like and say hi. I'm out at the minute, so can't stay. See y'all later. I appreciate that. We're actually going to wrap things up in just a minute. So, Emerson said the ancestor of every action is a thought. Everything we do is based upon a thought. A thought is just a spontaneous neurological chemical reaction in the brain. Where it comes from, who knows? But they happen. So, somehow in this great manifestation of Brahma itself, there comes this little violation of self that seems to be choosing thoughts. If we seem to be choosing thoughts, let's choose the ones that help the greatest number of people. Let's choose the ones that are based in love. Let's choose the ones that says there's no me, there's no you, there's just us. let's just choose love. Let's choose kindness. I'm going to wrap things up with that. Yogi's visualizing fat bottles at the moment. All right, you caught me. You caught me. I'm manifesting. I'm manifesting fat bottoms. MK says, oh, I had a 1K fishing combo in the boat, but was thinking enough to grab onto the boat and catch it before it sank to the bottom. Luckily, the reel was waterproof. Then I grabbed the line attached to the kayak. Didn't have one originally, but I had one corrected and swam me, the boat, and the fishing rod back to the deck. Bought the rod, put the rod on there, and pulled myself up. I think I missed the first part. Kat says, oh my God, that's scary, MK. Yep, gators do not mess around. Oh. Why do I keep missing it? Miss Trips is seeing no error is a big deal. It is a big deal. But in the, until we get there, we can see the error, we can see the seeming error, and we can smile and know it's ultimately it's not real. So I tell you guys that I'm behind. William says, oh, but it's just me. Well, if that portion of the equation is removed, but that's the thing. You cannot remove yourself from any equation. It's an impossibility. But you can remove the thought that you are separate in any way, that there's a separate William Hart apart from a separate whatever, that you reside outside the realm of Brahma. I think obliging someone against their will is toxic. Don't know what that means. Fear-based annihilation is not on the agenda. Nope, because there's no actual annihilation. It's an impossibility. You just recycle back, same issue, different form. Same content, different form. Same karmic patterns, different form. Same samskaras, same issues, different form. Why keep repeating different form over and over again? Dive into the content. See who you are within that content and just be there. Energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be transmuted and transformed. Agreed? Of course, who am I to agree or disagree with the laws of thermodynamics? Coherence is the key of the deeper illusion. Those who are fully informed are rarely deceived. I like that deeper illusion. That goes back to, Course in Miracles saying there's no hierarchy of illusions. However, here's what I love. And this is what I was reading this morning. The happier dream. Until we collectively, I don't wake up from the dream without you. William, my enlightenment depends on you. My awakening depends on you. Don't deny me. I've waited a long time for this. 60 years old, guys. Did I mention that before? So I've been waiting a long time for this awakening. Don't deny me this opportunity, William. I don't awaken without you. I don't awaken without Miss Flipper or Squirrel Sniper or Soul Stars or Dolly or Cat. None of us do. We're in this together because there's no you separate from me. And the truth is, there's no me. So, yeah, that deeper illusion to me signifies the happier dream. Until we awaken, we learn to dream a happier dream. So we're in this together. We want to keep dreaming this dream, this illusion of separation, this illusion of suffering. Or do you want to start dreaming a happier dream together? I'm picking on that. I'm picking the happier dream. I hope you guys join me. I gotta go, guys. Obliging someone against their will is toxic. It's still not following the theme of that. Everyone has the free will to have different perspectives. Well, that's the thing. We like to use the term free will. Has any of us ever dived? I was about to say divined, which is not an actual word, but it fits. Has anyone divined deep inside and explored the nature of free will? Everything that we think of about ourselves is a thought, but just the thought. A persistent thought, but still just a thought. In the absence of the thought of who we are, what is there? What's present? And in that presence, who would be choosing free will? If yogic and Buddhist psychology, as well as modern neuroscience shows, if we are simply reacting to those emotional imprints, the samskaras in the mind, there's really no free will. And yet past the appearance of those emotional imprints, there is a little God spark. And like Sissy said, that free will to choose a different perspective. This is that vital practice of self-inquiry where we ask ourselves, who am I? Who am I? Never settling on an answer. I am not William Hart. I am not the story that I tell. I am not the suffering, the issues. I am not even all the good stuff that appears to happen. I am. And then let that go and simply be. Then I let others play the race because it just releases you back to the collective. Nope, not an elective. Not an elective. Hey, Tandra. Tandra says, good morning, Yogi. Good morning, Tandra. Love to you, my friend. You're missing your vital opportunity, William. Vital opportunity. MK says, bye, see y'all later. You know, I talked about this before, and I never fully understand your reluctance to actually put your foot down and say, I'm going to practice. I'm going to practice. I love Richard Bach saying, if you argue for your limitations, then you have them. And we can continue. We continue arguing for our limitations. I can't do this. I can't do this any longer. That, I don't know. Or we can try something different. You know, even A Course in Miracles says the course isn't for everyone, this particular course. But everyone is called to the same thing. But some are called to learn it and express it through the Tao, some through Buddhism, some through yoga, some through A Course in Miracles. William says he's going to try to get some sleep. All right, William, get some rest. Reach out. We'll continue talking, or we'll just hang out and have fun. Not wishing to usurp God's domain is something. Agreed. Tandra says, thank you. All right. Holy Spirit fire, God spark within all fragments of oneness. Beautiful. Beautiful, sissy. All right, guys. Sun's coming up. 14 minutes. There's a hint. Might be a fox out there. Might be a beaver. Might be a deer. Who knows? There's coyotes lurking around. I hope to see one soon. 2 years ago, we had a bear wander through my neighborhood. Every 2-3 years, we have a big sustainable bear population. Uh, one 1.5 counties away, about an hour's drive, a little less than an hour's drive. Um, and whenever the mama bear has a new litter, right? I don't think litter is the right word because they only usually have one or two. The yearlings are sent to find their own territory, so they wander and they'll wander through here. They don't stay. Um, so in my little county, every couple of years we have. I think last 2 years ago we had like 14 sightings. Um, again, one just wandering through my neighborhood. So that's usually end of May, June, July. I'm going to start keeping my eye open. You never know. God, my love to all and to you, my friend. Lord says, who to say what is God's desire? If one is felt to be called home, then should they not? But you're confusing you're confusing yourself for your thoughts about yourself. Why do you think home is somewhere different from where you are? Why do you think that you will be welcome home only to find yourself right here again, playing out the same scenario in different form? Do you think that Jesus said the kingdom of heaven is within, as direction to go to a far off place? It's all about confusing yourself of who you think you are. Have a great walk. Hello to the beaver part for me. I will. Thank you. Hey, Andy says, but there is no God. I agree. Let's see. Either way, aim to honor the path of non-judgment, and it doesn't always seem easy. So ego unappreciative of the challenges. Agreed. Thank you for that. Thank you, Miss Flipper. Ani, there's love. Agreed. That's what again, this morning when I wrote about, I don't want to live my life for the sake of a concept, an illusion propped up and perpetuated by a host of beliefs. I don't want to have a belief in a concept of God, not even my own concept of God. All right, here's what I believe in. I believe that Cat and Jack has manifested beavers for me. So I am out full worship of the day. Soul Search God is love. Yes, synonymous, synonymous, synonymous. Miss Pepper says true. Speaking of which, I love you guys. Thank you. William Hart, I love you, my friend. I am one message away from continuing our conversation. Soul Search says, don't blush. Of course, you're going to make me blush just by saying, don't blush. Honey says, but love isn't some higher consciousness or power. It's something that living beings have. Okay. I'm good with that. I don't think any of us applied that there was any illusory conceptual nature of higher or lower consciousness. But for the sake of your debate, go with that. We're all good with it. Take care, guys.